Lovely. So today's workout, 400-meter run, 15 burpees, 15 shoulder to overhead, 15 V-ups, and 15 hang cleans. This is all assuming that we have a barbell, which most of us do not. So we will get ourselves a nice solid dumbbell to work through with that. And then we'll split up our shoulder to overheads and our hang cleans as appropriate for ourselves. And I might even encourage folks to just bump that up to 16 reps. So we'll end up doing 8 on each side. It's a 20-minute AMRAP. It's our first venture outside this spring. It is officially spring now and has been for half a week. Spring is here. I'm very excited about that. So awesome. Let's grab that foam roller and let's go ahead and hop onto our posterior chain to start. Let's spin this on around. And is my foam roller? My foam roller's been absconded. All right. So posterior chain, hamstrings, glutes. Someone's signing in from another device. That's not okay. Let's go ahead and right on into that lumbar region. Keep a nice active belly as we do that, and I'm going to see if I can get myself signed back in. Lovely. Wonderful. So nice tight belly. We're just going to walk from just above the hips to just about where our ribs are starting up. And if you find a nice spot that you want to spend some quality time working on, we can focus on that spot. Awesome. We're going to get into some upper back, some thoracic spine now. So we're going to reach our hands up and overhead. We're going to go from shoulder blades on through. And so depending on where we put our arms, we're going to get into a different chunk of our muscles. So if we have our arms down by our sides, we'll get one group and then another if we reach them up and overhead. I need to work on these ones a little bit. You find one that you need to work on, go for it. We're going to pivot our foam roller. We're going to cut it at like a 45-degree angle. We're going to use that to dig into our traps just a little bit and maybe a little bit more into that scapula. Awesome. Pivot to the other 45 degrees. Get our other side. Wonderful. And let's bring it on down to our calves. And we're going to start out with both calves together. And my guess is that's not going to be intense enough to really get some good work going. But what I'd recommend is lift your hips up off the ground. So we're braced on our hands, lifting our hips on up. And you're going to work through rolling on those calves from there. And if you want to intensify that from there, we'll just take our other leg and cross it on over so we get one calf at a time. And that should give you the amount of force that those calves really need to get some good massage work done on a foam roller. We could get this done with like a barbell or some help with our dumbbell. as well, but we'll start out on the foam roller. Make sure to get down towards that Achilles also. And I want you to experiment with pointing your toe and flexing your toe up towards your head and see how that changes your foam roll experience. Yeah, let's go ahead and switch legs if we haven't already. I just found a really nice spot for myself to work on, so I'm going to hang out here for a little bit. But keep on exploring that calf for some good spots to work on. And typically, if we find one nice spot, like one really crunchy spot, it's very likely that the other side needs some of that work also. But don't be surprised if it's not symmetric either. Great. Let's go ahead and stand it on up. You can set our foam roller aside. And let's go ahead and get in 5 burpees, please. Oh, yeah. We were talking about subbing in burpees for the run, and we're definitely not doing that. I kind of spaced on the fact that we had burpees later in the workout as well. Great. Let's get some toe pulls up next. We're going to stick a foot on out. Reach on down. Give your toe a little bit of a tug. And as you're doing that, I want you to think, try to pull your head towards your toe as well as you can. Just reach your forehead towards your toe. And we're going to get in 10 of these in total, 5 on each side. Okay, when we're done, let's go ahead and settle on into our squat stance for a moment. Fantastic. From here, let's go ahead and wedge both of those elbows right on into our knees. Drive those knees outwards. Lift that chest up as tall as we can. Make sure we're sat back onto our heels. Right. Elbows on out. Keep those knees right where they are. Stand it on up. And let's head on over to a post or a wall or something we can get our foot up onto for some calf stretch. So I'm going to get my toe up nice and tall on that, my heel close to our wall. And push myself on in to stretch out that calf and ankle. We're going to get in 10 reps, and then we'll switch sides. You do this either with your knee fully extended or your knee slightly bent, whichever feels like you're getting a more productive stretch through your calf or your ankle. They do slightly different things. I want you to do whichever feels more productive. And switch when we get to 10. Great, and when we're all set, we can come back to that squat stance. Great, let's go ahead and wedge one shoulder on in there, reach the other arm up and overhead. Oh my goodness. My shoulder is complaining profusely. Switch sides. And switch. 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 And let's come on back into middle, stand it on up. And we'll get some drinking bird stretch. Up next, we're going to grab a foot, squeeze those knees together. I want you to do your best to draw that knee up as best as we can. Don't worry about reaching to the floor, whatever helps you keep your balance. I want you to do your best to point that knee at the wall behind you with a long-term goal of getting that knee to point above the horizon, almost like a little bit up towards the ceiling. Right, and likewise, we'll get 10 of these done, 5 on each side, alternating. Wonderful. Let's get in some inchworms up next. Nice long forward fold. Stretch on through, hang out that forward fold for some quality moments. And now let's go ahead and walk it on forward. One solid push-up. Head on through into a good down dog position. Open up those shoulders. And keep those shoulders open. Let's walk those feet on up towards their hips. Stand it on up, take a step back, reset. Let's get in 3 more of those. Good. Enjoy that forward fold as we can. Great. 2 more as we go. Long forward fold. Good. Nice solid push up, knees, toes, doesn't matter. Good. From here, keep those knees extended. Yep. And keep them extended as we walk on up. That'll definitely challenge your stretch through that a whole lot. Give it the best you got. The longer we can keep those knees extended, the better stretch we're gonna get. Fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and grab that dumbbell. Dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever bell we've got. And if we are able to do so, let's go ahead and get in 3 strict press on each side. Nice, still, solid belly. Deliberate press on up and overhead. Make sure we're getting that full extension through the top. Give a nice little pause. And we will switch sides and we'll get 3 on our other side as well. Great. Let's go ahead and move that on into our push press. So we'll add in that hip drive up next. So we've got it on our shoulder. We're gonna keep our hips right over our heels. Bounce and drive. Let's go ahead and get in 5 push press. Nice solid dip and drive. Easy, easy. And super solid lockouts so that we know we've got that rep done. Good, we're starting to sneak in a couple of push jerks, which is a-okay. We've got a shoulder to overhead movement today. So if you want to get yourself underneath that for the shoulder overhead, go for it.
Yeah, I moved up in weight a little bit, so.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool, let's go through that push jerk one more time, a little bit more deliberately. I wanna run through the footwork first without the weight. Let me dip down the screen until we can really see my feet. Awesome. So we're gonna dip on down, and then from here, jump and drop, we're gonna land in basically the same position. Our dip, we wanna make sure that hips stay right over the heels. As we land, if our hips come back a little bit, that's okay. What I would recommend though, for dumbbells, is keep that same hips over heels. Even though that is definitely suboptimal for a barbell or very heavy weight, for a weight like our dumbbell, I think it'll be our best bet. Let's go ahead and run through that a few times. Let's go ahead and dip, hold the dip for a moment. Drive and drop, and stand, brilliant. All right, let's add in an arm, your choice, or both. Go ahead and dip, drive and drop, stand, brilliant. Let's grab that dumbbell, and let's get the whole thing together. Awesome. Dip, drive, drop, stand. Great. Let's do 2 more on that side. Good. 1 more. Great. Let's switch it on up and see what that other arm looks like. Good. Make sure we're hugging that weight nice and close in towards our jaw. Obviously, we don't want to hit ourselves on the way up or down, but the tighter into our midline here, the easier it's going to be. As it drifts out this ways, things get pretty tough to manage. So nice and tight in here is our best bet. Groovy. Feeling good? What's your new weight for this?
It's 25 up from 20.
Awesome. Super exciting. Cool. Well, we've got our dumbbell. Let's rock through a couple of hand cleans real quick. Let's just start out with some deadlifts to get our midline nice and warm. Nice solid trunk. Bring on down, tap to the floor. Stand it on up. You got it. Let's get a little bit more bend through the knee, keeping that chest up higher. Good. Yeah. And let's get in 4 more. 1, 2, chest up tall. 3, and 1 more. 4, awesome. We'll switch it on over to our hang clean from here. I want to get a little bit of momentum into our dumbbell. Our elbow's basically going to stay glued to our side. And we're going to essentially curl it up to our shoulder. This is dramatically different than our barbell clean. But yeah, keep that elbow nice and glued on in. Great, let's get in 2 more. Brilliant. And switch it on up. Fantastic. Great. I would love to just sort of like change the terminology in everyone's head when we're talking about hang cleans with a dumbbell. I would just rather everyone think of that as like a cheat dumbbell clean. A cheat dumbbell curl, which is totally a thing. A cheat curl is its own separate movement where we're getting that same hip drive in. It is exactly the same as a hang clean with a dumbbell. So just to kind of separate out, all of the very technical movement that we do with a barbell clean goes right out the window for our dumbbell. To the point where they're almost different movements, and I almost want them to have different names, but consistency in language helps a whole lot. So awesome. Any questions on hang cleans or shoulder overheads? Pretty straightforward. Cool. I want to go through a little bit more warm up on our V-ups. So let's go ahead and have a seat on the floor. It is impossible for me to drive home enough how important flexibility is for our V-ups. So we're going to get in a little bit more hamstring and posterior chain stretching going. We're going to bend our knees until we can grab onto our toes. And we're going to push those knees towards extension and feel a nice stretch. And we're going to do that 10 times. Reach towards a nice stretch and then relax back. You got it. And as you get more comfortable with this stretch, we can just grab lower and lower down on our feet to get a bigger and bigger stretch as we move through this. And we can start thinking about flattening out the trunk, flattening out the back, as we get more accomplished with that as well. Lots of layers of getting that more challenging and into a more appropriate position for ourselves. Cool. Where are your V-ups these days? All right. Fantastic. Nice, solid, extended knees. What I'd like you to add into that, you've got your feet together, you are keeping your feet in dorsiflexion. I'd like you to go plantar flexion. Point your toes as hard as you can. Brilliant. Stud, those are awesome. The work you've been putting in on those is definitely paying off big time.
Yeah, they feel much better.
Yeah. That plantar flexion, pointing the toes, is going to do two things for us. One, it's going to help us keep the knee at extension by engaging our quad just a little bit. This will pay off in all of your gymnastic movements. Even things like push-ups, but especially our hanging movements on the bar, our kipping pull-ups, our kipping toes to bar, all of that, it'll help you keep your body locked down. For the V-up in particular, pushing from our dorsiflexion into plantar flexion, pointing those toes, will free up just a little bit of tension in your hamstrings, giving you just a little bit more reach in that V-up position. It's subtle, but it'll definitely add up over the course of 20 minutes. So great, let's figure out what we're gonna do for a run, and let's get this going. First and last call, no running today?
I mean, yeah, I could run. I could run down the stairs and run out to the street and back.
I would love to do that. If that is okay for you and your housemates, let's do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
What I'd like to do is send you out on a 2-minute run, and that is 2 minutes from where you are right here to your return. So do you have a timepiece where we can measure that?
Yep.
Fantastic. Let's go do that for a quick pilot right now.
See where I get to.
1 minute out and 1 minute back.
Okay.
Let's do it. Go for it. For folks who are watching on YouTube, if you are adverse to doing a run today, I might recommend 2 minutes of mountain climbers, 2 minutes of jumping jacks, high knees, or butt kickers, or any mix therein. I would recommend keeping it in one modality, my preference being mountain climbers. I recognize that can be a tall order, so mix and match as you have to, but try to do big chunks of that. Excellent, excellent. Welcome back. So I don't want to worry about timing for our subsequent rounds. Hopefully you've got a location in mind that we can run on out to and do that. If you'd like to take a pit stop, let's go do it now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a fan. It's hot in here.
Absolutely. All right. We've got 20 minutes. It is a solidly long one. So pace yourself on out. And I'll get some music going as you like, and we'll kick it off as soon as you give me a nice thumbs up to let me know. All right. 20 minutes on the clock, starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Back out on that run. Fantastic. Nicely done. Let's get into those burpees. Great. You go, nice steady pace all the way through. Just try to keep yourself moving. Big key, don't push so fast that we've got to take those breaks. There you go, nice and slow and steady. Good, good. You're spot on, exactly 5 seconds per burpee. And that is a good solid pace for you. Good, good. Steady as it goes. Nice. We're going to aim for 16 reps. Break it up between arms as you like. 4 and 4, 4 and 4. Great way to break those up. Good. Nice job. Again, steady through our V-ups. 15 is a big set. Let's think about 5 short rest, 5 short rest. Good. See if we got another 5. Nice job. All right, let's get after those hang cleans. I think we can go 8 on one and 8 on the other. See how that feels. Great. Fantastic. Great. Just stay on it. Just stay on it. Keep yourself moving. Nice work. Here you go, just fall down, get back up. Nicely done, nicely done. Nice, nice. Great, nice solid lockouts, keep that up. 9 more minutes to go. Brilliant. Let's get into those V-ups, way to go. Again, let's aim for 3 sets of 5. Good. You're right on into the next one. Awesome. Way to go, stud. Way to go. All right. See if we can squeeze in a whole more round. Way to go, Stud. Way to go. Let's pop right into those burpees. We're going to go nice and steady through these so we've got energy for those shoulder overhead and V-ups. Keep on moving. We got just under 4 more minutes. Nice and steady. Keep on moving. Keep at it, Stud. Doing great. Nice work. Good. Short rest. Let's get right back to it. There's only 2 minutes to go. Time's to push. Nice work. All right, we got a minute for V-ups, a minute for hang cleans. We're gonna get through these. We're gonna finish this round. Nice. All right, let's get our next batch of V-ups in and keep those knees fully extended. There you go. Just a few left, just a few left. Push on through, get them done. Great, let's crank out those hang cleans. We're gonna go for half a run. Let's do it. All right, down to the front door and back. Perfect timing, Stud, perfect timing. Well done. All right, way to go. I've got to pop off and get right into the 1 o'clock, but I want you to do some good foam rolling to cool down, especially on those calves. first run of the season means that it's gonna bite you a little bit harder than it might otherwise. So quads, calves, anything else that might be sore.
Awesome. Thanks, Logan.
Catch you next time. Have a good one.